Anyone who has looked for housing in downtown Bloomington knows it's not cheap. According to Realtor.com, the median listing price for a home, $665,000, and the average apartment cost is just under $2,500 a month. But as Isabella Vesperini reports, the city is looking for ways to eliminate barriers to diverse housing options downtown.
13 years ago, Beth and Jeff Smith decided to buy some land and design their own house. A 4,800 square foot house for themselves and their 2 kids.
Our daughter just graduated from IU, so she's moving to Tucson, Arizona, so she'll be out of state. Our son is a sophomore rising junior, so and neither of them live in the house and haven't for a while, so it's just the 2 of us in the house.
They decided now is the time to downsize.
The reality is that it's also aging, and so there's a lot of upkeep and maintenance and repairs that are coming with it that I think we're thinking about, do we want to invest a lot more money here to update and modernize, or do we want to, downsize to a smaller place, more modern, newer, in a different location?
Beth and Jeff have looked online for smaller homes, but haven't found the right one.
The Goldilocks situation, I think for me, would be to have a house that's about 2,000 square feet, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, that's super modern, but doesn't share walls. I don't want to live in a condo. I want it to be extremely energy efficient.
The most important criterion is to be in the downtown area. What they found is either too expensive or too old.
Then you look at, what would you be giving up versus what you're gaining? And it just doesn't make sense to sell the house that we built, because it has all the things that we wanted, for something that would be maybe a compromise for what we already have.
What they want, the city doesn't have. That's because the city faces multiple barriers to providing housing for specific groups of people due to fair housing laws. These laws prohibit them from building housing based on demographics, such as age, sex, or race. This means they can't develop housing that targets a specific group, such as people like Beth and Jeff who are getting older and want to downsize.
Housing is an ecosystem. We need to look at everything altogether. You can't just target one without looking at everything.
There's also less movement in the market right now due to high prices and high interest rates, resulting in the golden handcuffs effect. Fewer people are buying homes, resulting in less demand.
We're locked right now. What we really need to do, and the only things that we can do, are influence the market.
One way to influence the market is to push out specific programs, such as down payment and closing cost assistance and rental deposits for low to moderate income households.
One of them is an interest rate buy down to encourage unlocking those golden handcuffs, because housing needs to appeal to everyone. There's not just one type of house that will be appropriate for every homeowner or tenant.
It's also hard to develop a variety of housing options due to land scarcity, zoning and planning restrictions, and high material and labor costs. These barriers can discourage developers, resulting in a lack of housing options. Influencing the market and attracting more developers could involve making changes to the city's Unified Development Ordinance, such as speeding up the permitting process. The longer it takes, the more expensive it gets.
It means that anyone could go out and be a developer if they knew that there was a finite amount of time that they're not on the hook waiting for their permit, right? So I think it will help influence affordability because we're getting more folks that can participate.
Beth and Jeff said they would consider building a new home downtown if the opportunity arose, but they know land is hard to come by. If possible, as they get older, they would prefer to be close to walking trails and amenities.
What I decided that I don't want to do is move further out into the county. I just don't want to be so far out that I'm away from the amenities of the city. I really love living close to things, and I don't want to have to commute and be far away from things.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Isabella Vesperini.
The city is spearheading projects such as the new Hopewell neighborhood on the former Bloomington Hospital site to provide more housing options and attract more people to town.